All right, we are live. How's it going, guys? This is my first video. I go by the name of Ehmurrai. Actually, I was formerly known as 93. I was a producer. Well, I'm still a producer, but I've recently given my life to Christ, and so I used to make like a lot of secular music, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like that was really my place to do that. I didn't find much success in it anyway, so it kind of let me know that that wasn't really my purpose. And so once I gave my life to Christ, I still had that passion, that drive, and so I stuck to just making beats, instrumental stuff mostly. If I do any lyrics, definitely has to glorify God. And so the purpose of this channel really is just to connect with other producers, just do like some behind the scenes stuff, and honestly just create. I know a lot of producers, they don't really want to show too much of what they do and how they actually make make their stuff, and a lot of secrecy and all that. I'm not really tripping off of a lot of that. I don't care. Like, we're all here together, just hanging out, we're just chilling. So as we go on, I'll develop the channel more, see what works, what doesn't. But yeah, the purpose is just to hang out and make beats, go through the whole process. I'll probably show some more different aspects of my life as the channel goes on. I just recently moved to Florida, and so I'll maybe do like some videos kind of exploring the area, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, let's just get straight to it. So like, basically on this beat, we'll just start out. I've been using this plugin called RIPCHORD to start my beats off, just because like I'm not classically trained, or I'm not fluent in reading music and by any means, and so I pretty much just like play by ear. And the goal really, like, on the journey of this channel, is for us to learn together. And if you guys have got any tips and stuff, put them down in the comments. If you got any resources on how to learn music classically and whatnot, we'll definitely appreciate that. I'm sure others will appreciate it. And so yeah, let's see what we can find on these beats here. I like try to find like a good sound, something that's like sounds good. It's like, well, you know what? Forget that. I won't use Nexus. We'll just use Omnisphere. I haven't used Omnisphere in a while anyway. Just, computer going all slow. Let's go. Yeah, so like Omnisphere, I really want to invest in some new VSTs because I've kind of been using the same stuff for years. So also another reason why I'm doing this channel, so I can invest in my music. And yeah, I really wanna all right, I really like synths and pads. So let's see. I usually like going by the mood. I like the like that. And yeah, like I don't really, like I said, I don't mind people seeing like everything I do to make a beat, because like I don't have any secrets. I'm just doing what y'all are doing. And you know, we're learning together, whatnot. And like some beats I make suck, you know, make some garbage sometimes. It's not really any shame in it, you know. You just gotta keep going. You gotta just keep creating and doing, you know, what feels good to you, right? And like once I kind of get the base of what I want to do, like I'll do everything else like by ear, but I really need that strong starting point. And I don't know how long these videos will be. I'll probably yeah, I like that. That sounds very it sounds like what, I don't know what heaven would really sound like, but it sounds like heaven posts. I usually do most of my beats around like 133, because I like a little bounce. Yeah, and so if y'all, I'm sure a lot of people have used RIPCHORD before, but if you haven't, one of the things I do like about it is that you go here, bring it back up. Once you've got like, so pretty much this is all I'll use it for, is to kind of get that base layer of chords. And so I don't, like I said, I haven't been classically trained, and I don't know. I mean, I can do some stuff from scratch, and in some of these episodes we'll do that, and we'll go straight from scratch. I've made beats from scratch, but I really love the beautiful chords, and I know how to build some basic chords. Yeah, one of the things I like is you go ahead and toggle that recording. Press play, and you can essentially drag the core notes of that your program, so that, you know, you can really see what's being played, and you can almost use this as a framework of, okay, this is what notes are being played, and you can learn from that. I can probably be a bit more strategic in that regard, but I've just been relying on this. But yeah, generally I'll pretty much go from there. Like I'll um and for whatever reason, like I can, like once I've got that down, I can pretty much literally like I can make the rest of the beat without needing any other AI assistance or whatever you want to call it. I can just play the rest by ear. And yeah, I like that. Let's try that. Yeah, let's go. Here we go. And I really like the kind of like how the notes are not really tight. Like you see in here, it's kind of like a little off. It's not really on a specific, bar here. It's really like almost in between. I like the natural feel and sound that gives us. Yeah, that sounds good. And so like I'll do my beats kind of in the sequence of where I feel like it would naturally progress. So I had some there and see what we got. And then so another thing I'll do is I got my chords here, and so peep the notes we're using, try to keep the rest of the beat in that same scale. So I'm seeing like A sharp, F G, D sharp, sharps in this, 80, C, F D, keeping things kind of in line with that. some of my favorite producers are Jay Dilla, Pierre Bourne. Pierre Bourne's probably one of my most influential, just because of he makes a lot of like dreamy, atmospheric, bouncy stuff, and so like I was heavily inspired by that when I first started out producing. And you know, like I said, I don't really listen to a lot of secular music anymore, and so I've gone in a way where everything I produce now has to glorify God. And so, you know, these beats are just, they are the piece. It's, you know, it's, the beat is the beat. That's the song. And so I can meditate while listening to the beat on Christ. And, you know, I can read scripture while, you know, listening to this music. And that's why I kind of enjoy the dreamy, chill kind of stuff. And you know, some of this, and yeah, we'll, you know, we'll jump around here. And yeah, I like that. That's bouncing. Oh, and one thing, like, save your beats, dude. Like, don't like, let's like save here, because like, man, I don't, you know, I've had some stuff like crash out on me before, and we don't want that. Another thing I do, like, I'll kind of, I'll come up with some like name for the beat, like I don't know, I'll just make up something and that'll just be what the name of the beat is. I don't know, this beat kind of sounds like I'm like, kind of sounds like I'm floating somewhere. So whatever, I'll just call the beat Floating Somewhere. I don't know. And then I'll put the BPM after it, so like if you're loading it in. And then another thing too, like put some sauce on that, you know, like, you know, on the whatever it is, whatever that means for you. For me, it's like maybe some like EQing. Like maybe some EQ, and then I'll go into like, you know, audio effects and see, you know, sometimes this stuff can really like, it'll just give you some different sound, and I'll just play around with different things. Like nothing crazy though. You don't want to go way off your rails here. Like you kind of just want, you know, even just the EQ itself might be fine. You've also got like inside, you know, I'm sure you guys all know this, but inside of, you know, you've got inside of Ionosphere, you got all these different effects. You got EQ as well. You got some distortion and modulation. And so I personally haven't played with this enough, and that's the whole point of this channel. We're going to go into it. We're going to see what we can do. So I like that. It's kind of like a wah wah, wow wow. Like I like that. Just the tone of it. Sometimes you gotta crank a knob just to see what it's doing. Like, yeah, you don't want the. I know probably get loud. This is getting annoying hearing that sound over and over. So let's get back to it. Yeah, and so sometimes I can hear like sounds in my head. I'm kind of hearing like a guitar or something, like an electric guitar. There's one I really like to use. This is the one, the bluesy lead. Sounds really good, delicious. Yeah, I think that sounds great. And so in Ableton, like if you're in this main window, you can hit tab, or if you see over here in your right upper hand corner, you've got these two instances. You got the horizontal and vertical 3 bars, and that'll also get you in and out. And so one of the things I like to do is I kind of like to lay out the structure of my beat while I'm going. So I might be like, okay, let's just do this first instance. So if you just arm it, you know, whatever you want to start with, and then hit record. And I'll usually do like 2 bars in the beginning, and then I'll come in with the beat. And you can see where you're going in this window with your beat progression. Kind of see how it's all laid out. Pretty similar to what FL Studio would look like when you're in your piano roll and you got everything laid out. So that's kind of like my intro and like my chorus or whatnot. So I don't know what that is. That sounds great. I'm gonna keep that in mind. We use that maybe on another beat. That sounds really good. And so like something I'll do for the second you know, I'll drag things down. Like I'll still want to have like the basic so obviously we'll want to switch things up, and so like I'll probably get rid of and just use like my main just kind of switching things around. You don't have to go like way too crazy different. Just kind of add a little bit more seasoning here. might do is I'll probably duplicate this whole thing. And so, because I really just want that, you know, this instance on the first bar and not all the way through. And so I've duplicated it, and I'll just delete that instance on the second half. And then, so some of the other things I'll do is like duplicate that main melody I had at first. I'll duplicate that, and then I color code things just to make it look pretty. This is totally unnecessary. And I'll go in here and I'll pick a different, you know, different instrument just to kind of bring back that feeling of how you felt when the beat dropped. And I usually go like into type, and this is an Omnisphere. I'll go to type, and for like your leads and stuff, melodies, I really live in the lead synths section. So I'll go and click that, and then I'll get rid of genre. I'll just right click and click mood. And so based on, and I find this to work pretty well, but based on that, I'm in here and, you know, you see all these different moods, and I like quickly can find something that sounds good. Yeah, see, that already sounds pretty decent, and I'm not trying to drag this video out, but like, yeah, let's see. And you can see how that sounds, you know, gives you a different feel than the initial melody. And another thing too, like, you don't have to do this, but I like a more variation in my beats, and so I'll go ahead and change up some of the 808 a little bit on this, you know, the verse on this instance. And that's kind of really like, I mean, you can definitely get as intricate as you want, like, and really switch it up on the verse if you want, but I'm pretty simple. Maybe on some other beats I'll go crazy, but just a slight variation is really what I find all you need, because you don't want to really put people off and, you know, make them feel like, oh, well, this sounds like a completely different song. So you just do a little simple variation, then come back. This is where we ended our hook, and so this is where the verse will start. You know, you know, a verse, it can be 16 bars or 8 bars. I make my beats a little shorter, and so I'll leave it at that. Kind of hear where the switch over, how it'll happen. you know, you're just kind of giving the, I mean, if someone were to, you know, rap or sing over this, you give them more room, more vocal range to do that on the hook with, you know, more clarity. I don't like to overcrowd the beat with so many sounds. There's definitely some beats out there that can get crazy, and some things you can do too. Maybe you can drag this back. I like that, actually, how that does it. Just, you know, it comes back in. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And so another trick, like, well, obviously we'll go back to the hook after you know, got our verse, and so you can just copy and paste that in and yeah, that sounds good. And I mean, it's a pretty simple beat. It's basic. As we go along more on the channel, we'll get more, you know, intricate. I want to show you guys something. I don't know how long this video is, probably almost an hour, but I'll probably reduce it. But another thing that I like to do is, so instead of, like, obviously we can add another verse in here, but something else I like to do is just maybe do a bridge. And so, because my beats, they'll get a little unorthodox, and so we can do, like, I really enjoyed, this is interesting. Oh, so I really like this instance here. Oh, I see. So get rid of that. So we can grab this one and bring it over. And sometimes then you can get these really small, get rid of that. Things there, we don't really want that. And so we're just building a bridge, and you'll see where I'm going with this. or just building up. And like, I like to make my beats feel like a journey, like you're going somewhere. Like, where are we going? It's just gonna take you there. So something, I'll drag this over here. And I'll probably, yeah, won't let that go for more than couple bars or so, or whatever that is. So, all right, so this is just kind of like a bridge, and then what I want to go for here is, let me see, it's like almost like it goes into a different type of beat. And so one of my strategies for that is we're in Ableton, so this is all like Ableton terminology. And so something you can do is you can freeze a track, so you'll freeze it, and essentially this is the process for taking it out of MIDI and into an audio workspace where you can manipulate it more. So then if you freeze it, you just hit flatten. Now we've got an audio track for that instead of like MIDI. Something I do. Some of the times with the quantization, I can get a little messy. Like, I do like the natural, but sometimes it's a little tricky to really translate that to without it sounding like way too clean. I want it to kind of sound a little messy, actually. Like, and you see it kind of doesn't have that, what I was doing originally. It doesn't. I'll do the same thing. Like when we're one of these, I'll probably take this one. Let's do the same thing. So we'll duplicate it and then we'll go change the colors. I like to do that. And then we'll right click and freeze it. And then right click again and flatten it to give us that. I think I reversed it and I dropped down the transposition about -4. Maybe we'll go in and see what's going on here in these audio effects. Sometimes it's stuck in get a little wonky and doesn't really achieve what I'm thinking it will. Probably requires a fair bit more understanding. So this is something I need to work on and diving more into these and really honing in on what the effect I hear in my head is and translate to that to the actual technical description of what that effect is. I know there's one, I think it's called like Around the World or something that I really like, or Around the Head, I guess. Adjust this and it kind of just, it's like panning, but it really gives you and I like to kind of make it look like DNA to give it a smooth transition throughout the pan. And you can see right here in the audio where it's kind of where the pan is happening. And this is just kind of like an ending of the beat. And we'll probably just end it off. Maybe drag out these. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the beat. I'll probably like add some transition sounds and that kind of stuff in, and I'll have the beat in the description available for download and purchase or whatnot for anyone who may want to lease it and make something with it. But yeah, if you end up doing that, feel free to put a link down in the description to whatever you make. and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you really enjoyed this content. We're definitely going to keep this train rolling. We're going to make more videos. I'm going to try to pump out at least like 2 or 3 videos a week for you guys on this, and so just keep a lookout for it. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and peace out.